I would like to introduce you to David Donoghue, who was the ambassador in charge when Ireland were negotiating the final stages of the SDGs. He's also known as the father of the SDGs. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to David Donoghue, who's going to be your MC on this morning.
ATD has been marking today, the 17th of October, the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty for the last 25 years. And this is, it's a wonderful tribute to the activism, to the community action which ATD has been able to inspire for quite a long period.
Là où les hommes et les femmes sont condamnés à vivre dans la misère,
when men and women are confined to living in poverty, human rights are violated.
les droits humains sont violés. S'unir pour les faire respecter est un devoir sacré.
To ensure these rights are respected is our solemn duty.
A reading from the message from the President. Today is we mark the 25th anniversary of the United Nations International Day for the Eradication of Poverty in Ireland. We are called once again to reflect on the enduring injustices and great social ill that poverty represents in our world, and to recommit ourselves to the urgent task of eliminating it in all its forms. The international theme chosen by the UN for this year, ending social and institutional maltreatment by ensuring respect and effective support for families, resonate deeply. It compels us to consider how structural and systematic failures compounds the hardship of those already most vulnerable, and to recommit ourselves to the policies rooted in dignity, inclusion, care, and respect for every human family.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of Ireland's observance of this day. It began with a small gathering by the famine statues at Custom House Quay, and it has grown into a community who set a stone in the city so that dignity would have an address. And from that stone, action spread across streets, parishes, towns, counties, each October, and far beyond October too. The stone stands in Dublin, yes, but it is also a point on a global map. A constellation of stones and places of conscience, each one a promise that people living in poverty will not be forgotten, silenced or shamed. It is a marker of grief and a marker of hope. It is both memorial and manifesto. And over these 25 years, an idea took shape across the world. ATD Ireland community activist Jimmy puts it plainly. Leaving no one behind is simple. You don't leave anyone behind. Not for who they are, not for where they come from, not for how they get by. In Ireland, October 17th has done something powerful and rare. It has taught us to listen before we legislate, to learn before we label, to stand with before we speak for. It is here that people have claimed their voice and their story. As Martin, a member of the 17th of October committee, says, the opposite of shame happens here. And Anne-Marie, an ATD community activist, reminds us, we stand together as one on the 17th of October to let people know they are not forgotten. There is hope. There is a future.
Next contribution, which will be from ATD themselves, Altogether Dignity, and I've asked Craig, Anne-Marie and Natasha to come up.
My name is Craig and I'm the voice of youth. I am honoured to be speaking here today. The 25th anniversary of October 17th is an important event that brings people together. I am a final year university student in Maynooth and I grew up in the local community. There are loads of young people stuck in poverty and that's a shame. There shouldn't be any young person left in poverty. I am speaking on behalf of young people as some of them are still trying to find their voice. It has been an absolute pleasure to speak in front of you all today. Thank you to also the October 17 committee for letting me speak today.
My sister Teresa lived her whole life in poverty, and at one point she was homeless. She always felt a very strong kinship with the stone. She felt the stone knew her struggles, and it gave her comfort and peace from her depression. She often went and slept on the stone at night time when she was very depressed. After a while she told other members, and sometimes at 3 in the morning when she'd go, there'd be 2 or 3 other members there. Sometimes she used to go to the stone at night just to see if there was anyone there.
I come here with my testimonial for the next round that works in ATG. As ATG Ireland, we are all friends. We leave nobody behind. We just want same, no poverty. There is so much hunger out there. When I first met ATG, I couldn't understand what these people wanted from me. Because people came and they've always wanted. I never knew what it was like for people to come and just to be friends. ATG Ireland, I couldn't understand what these people wanted from me. I was just a closed book. But bit by bit, I started to trust ATG. I was 25 when I met Isabel and Stuart. They are beautiful people.
This is Colin Stephen. I grew up with addiction in my family. I seen it young, but never thought it affected my way of life, only that it might have been hereditary. But I came to see that I repeated that behaviour and became somewhat worse, even though I said I'd never be that. I gave controlled drinking countless tries, thinking I could control it, but the truth is I couldn't. I tried managing it, negotiating with it, outsmarting it. I always lost.
I wrote a poem about my time I spent in the park, and it's called My Bench. Yes, that's my bench. It's where I lay my head. It's not very comfortable, but to me it's bed. It's not the prettiest, my bench, paint cracked and rusted through. She'll not be here for long, so for now it will do. But now I lay here some nights, staring at the stars. Counting the months I've been here, I used to count just the hours. Every morning the people come and take my bench away. They sit with their coffees while the children go and play. It's then I hide out of sight so no one knows my fate, counting down the hours till the warden locks the gate. That's when I get my bench back, my bed for the night, though most nights I just lie awake, yearning for daylight. There's nights I do sleep and dream here in the park. I dream to no longer be afraid, hiding in the dark. Yes, that's my bench, it's where I lay my head. I'm not asking for much, I just want my own bed. Thank you.
This is a part of my healing journey, you know. The pain that I endured over 35 years has to be shared with others to show them a way out of addiction and homelessness. People who are lost can get hope from my scars and the route that I took. My pain can be a foundation to build a new life. To know we are only human and mistakes are only that, a human experience.
My name is John Paul Collins. I work as a mental health worker for Travellers in Exchange House Ireland. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak at this important event today. It's a pleasure. I want to shed a light on an issue that is too often ignored and pushed to the margins, the mental health crisis facing the traveller community, especially in the shadow of poverty. Mental health does not exist in a vacuum. It is shaped where we live, the way we are treated, the opportunities we're given or denied.
I want to talk about my journey that began back over 20 years ago with ACD. The people that I met through ACD have given me friendship and true sense of belonging and the passion in fight for social justice.
Hello everyone, my name is Mary Collins. I'm a traveller primary healthcare worker in Pavy Point and Roma Centre in Pavy Point Primary Healthcare. So it started back in 1994. It was the first traveller community project that started. Now there are 27 of them around the country.
I'm Ali. I come from a background of addiction and recently had the privilege to start my career working in the addiction services. More often than not, poverty and addiction go hand in hand, so I'm very grateful to be able to share this poem with you. It's called Born Human. The best people you'll ever meet are the ones who've walked through hell barefoot, unspeakable tragedies, losses that hollowed out whole families. The kind of suffering you don't put on paper. They're the working class, giving more than they've ever got, feeding you when their presses were empty, handing you a smoke when they're down to their last one. They know poverty deeper than privilege, yet generosity still lives in their palms. They're the illiterate, the underestimated minds, couldn't read a book but could build you a gaff from scratch, lay brick on brick with hands that never got a fair shake. They're the lads who smell of cheap spirits and stale smoke, telling you with a cheeky grin that you should be a model. They see beauty in others when the world won't give them a look in. They were born into cruelty, into systems rigged against them, into streets that break bones before they've ever even had the chance to grow, but somehow they never let it harden their hearts. They were someone before addiction, born crying in their mother's arms, laughing in playgrounds with dreams before trauma came knocking and shame crept in like a noose around their neck. There's someone in addiction, someone to play chess with, storytellers, comedians wasted, but not wasted enough to miss the punchline. Daughters, brothers, friends, mothers, themselves, hidden behind the armour of opiates and alcohol. Addiction doesn't erase a person, it just fogs the glass. Look close enough and you'll still see them breathing. They can be someone after addiction, someone to be inspired by, someone to learn from, someone to admire, healers, teachers, builders, dreamers, undiscovered talents waiting for their moment. Recovery isn't about turning sinners into saints, it's about stripping the lie from their skin until you see the child underneath, the fighter, the builder, the giver, the human. So when you look at them, don't just see the needle, the point, the pipe, the chaos. See what they were born as, see what they still are, and see everything they can be. What addiction could never steal, and recovery will reveal. Human.
Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing? Great. So I'm AA Wynne from the International Committee for October 17. I have with me Andrew Kelly, who is also a member of the International Committee for October 17. We want to tell you clearly and loudly that we, the International Committee for October 17, stand very clearly with you. We advocate with you, we stand with you, and we will not stop until this missing piece of legislation, missing piece of the puzzle, that social and economic discrimination becomes part of the equality legislation here in Ireland. So strength to you as you continue the campaign, and we will fight with you all the way. Andrew has written a book. I think you've all seen this. You'll have to see more of this later on at the youth centre. And the book is called From Addiction to Activist, a phoenix rising from the ashes, a beacon of hope for the people. And I think what you've seen, you've seen the destruction in Gaza, you've seen the buildings that have been reduced to rubble and burnt to ashes. And whenever we feel grave injustice or humiliation, and whenever we are down in the ashes and down on the ground, like a phoenix, we can rise again with strength, beauty, and more power. And I think this is what Andrew is trying to say. And this is something that we can all find in us. We can all be a beacon of hope. Is that right, Andrew? We can all rise out like a phoenix. So I just want to ask you, are you all a beacon of hope? Yeah! And this comes from a friend of ours who has been known to us for over 20 years. His name is Noor Aldin Shada, and he is from a camp called Tulkarim Camp, which is in the West Bank. A camp that is close to the Green Line, which is in the border of Israel. And before the war started, there were approximately 60,000 people living in that area of less than 2 square kilometers. And Noor is from an organization called Kareem Generosity, working association to combat poverty in Palestine.
So now we come to a minute's silence to mark all those who have died, who continue to die in Gaza and in Ukraine, and more generally, people who, for one reason or another, have died for reasons connected with poverty. So I ask you just to observe a minute's silence.
And they've handed me my card, saying not to work to go around. But when the whistle blows, the gates are finally closed, then I'm gonna shut the factory down, gonna tear it down, gonna tear it down. I never missed a day, went on strike for better pay.
I'd like to thank Claire and Juliet for making the lovely tapestry of the previous t-shirts from the previous years, and they remind us of the themes such as end poverty in all its forms, footsteps towards a better future, respecting the dignity of all, and a phrase that we've heard time and time again, leaving no one behind. And in doing that, I will thank Tara for crafting the logo of the Sustainable Development Goals. And because Ambassador David is here with us, to thank him too for bringing those goals through the United Nations. And if there's nothing we can remember from those goals except leave nobody behind, that would be precious. And I know the logo on our shirts, the logo on the programme for today is Radical Hope. I might get a response from where do you experience hope? And as you can see, Brian has a roving mic, and I think we have a lot to learn from you. Tell us, how do you find hope?
I find hope every Tuesday and many more days when I go down to HED in the office. We have a big space there. We have a sitting room, we have a kitchen, and I'm only just starting to do gardening. It's gorgeous outside. But I get a massive hope, I really do. And I'm glad to be here, and it's all to do with HED, with the health as well.
Thank you, 10 out of 10.
I find the hope from arts, from music, from people.
Thank you. Indeed.
I was up. As I was from 14 years, I was suffering that stuff about accents. So I find hope from Dublin Simon and DTCA for being there to support me and getting help and trying to get me back on the feet. And I also find hope from my husband to get me through the day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I find hope in gatherings like this, and I have an abbreviation for hope. It means helping ordinary people excel. I'll leave it at that.
Very nicely put.
I find hope inside, and you can say 2 years ago, I'm doing it now, and I have hope, and as Andrew said, things like this is better, so thank you.
Thank you.
As I say from my perspective. So the stone for me, to me, represents history. It's the history of struggle, hardships, as people have alluded to already here, addiction, poverty, and all that comes with that. And for me, every one of these stones is immersed in them stories and people's struggles and hardship. For me, the stone represents all them testimonies, all that stories, people's hearts actually going into the stone. And it's a physical object here at the moment, it doesn't move. But this moves. This book is a stone this actually came from the stone, and it came into being with Andrew, wherever he is at the moment. And that's a stone that can be removed now and be brought about and tell its own history. So the stone is not necessarily a permanent fixture. We gather here every year, it's 25th year of it, so that's why the history's been mentioned of it. But if you can learn anything here, you can take it away with you and bring it to others, and that's the story of this book as well.
Like a phoenix, we shall rise with more beauty, with more strength, with more power, and again, and really loud this time, so New York can hear us, okay? Like a phoenix, we shall rise with more beauty, with more strength, with more power! Yes, well done!
Cause international poverty tonight. Yo, here I go, come from Dublin, look at me now here when I do my best, cause down here when I do my test. I sit down here looking day in, everybody do rock I see. We're sitting outside their GPO, looking at the way that we got to go. Eat a drink out, smoke a blow. That's what I did for a look for my day. Looking at the things that I got to say. Nobody saw how far I came. Looking at the life that I only had myself to blame. Drugs and alcohol is what I caught up in. Looking at the things that I did. But that was a hard life as a kid. Boy, time just come underneath the weight. Looking at the life that I had tonight. This homeboy shit to make it right. Cause stop letting that London see ya. London to be done we see ya. We know we have got to fight. It's international poverty tonight. Thank you.
Thanks to ATD and to the many people who got involved. For me it was, as always, a really memorable few hours because of the emotions, the solidarity, the kind of the basic human decency that we all experience through this event. We come out really strengthened by what we hear. I heard lots of things this morning that really will stay with me. In particular, if I may say so, I think the image of sleeping on the stone. I thought that was really about that was a really powerful thing, that almost taking comfort from the human rights and poverty stone. Anyway, we will all have different memories of this morning. Thank you so much to everybody who came, to everybody who participated, and I wish you a safe return home.
Yes.